This video has been so requested that I can't believe it has taken us this long to film it. You are going to learn everything it takes to design a room and the apps we use to make it happen. Thank you to DJI for sponsoring this video. Before we jump in, I need you guys to know that this has been filmed over the last couple of months. We were being safe, but now we're in lockdown and we are now filming from home. That's the little update, but let's go back to the beginning. My name is Kelsey from TheSorryGirls, and this is my friend Kat and my friend Andrea. Now, when they told me that they wanted some advice for the front entryway, I was like, wait, can I just do it for you and film the whole process for the TSG fam? And they were like, yeah. And I was like, okay, cool. Today you're getting not only a makeover video, but a step-by-step process of how we design a space from start to finish. You're gonna see it all the stuff that usually happens behind the scenes. This is gonna work if you're designing a space for yourself or if you happen to be designing for somebody else. Before we head to their space, you guys will notice some tools that I'm using in this video. We have the trusty iPad, which you don't have to have, but it can be handy. Of course, measuring tape and all the DIY tools, but something else that I am using that is coming in super handy is the new DJI Pocket 2. This little camera, aka my new best friend, because like seriously, look how cute it is. It reminds me of Wally. I'm just realizing that it doesn't look like Wally, does it? It looks like Eva. Or does it look like Wally? It's going to come in very handy when filming this makeover all by myself, because usually I would have somebody come in and film with me, or use a big steady rig to get the before and after shots, but I can do it all myself with this one because it has a little steady gimbal, which is super helpful. You can flip the whole head around, do lots of cool things. This little camera is very versatile. So the Pocket 2 has this thing called Hybrid AF 2.0. I think AF stands for autofocus, not what you guys are all thinking. And it allows the camera to focus on an object quickly so that you are always getting in focus shots, and also it can track fast moving objects very precisely. So I can even see that it's like giving me a little yellow square because it sees my face. So no more waiting for the camera to do its little folky thing, and we're not gonna have any out of focus shots for you guys. So it's super easy to use, super convenient, and it also has a very high image quality. That's probably something that you weren't expecting from this little camera. I also just need to show you guys this. It comes with all these little accessories, and they actually just make our life in the office. We're having so much fun. There's a little microphone and a little tripod that's like opens up like this, and then you just attach that to the bottom. And my personal favorite, a little wide angle lens that magnetics to the camera. Why is it so cute? Why is this my new best friend? And last but not least, when you're all done shooting, the DJI Mimo app will recognize all of the highlights of your footage, and then we can put it into a video with background music and transitions and everything, so you instantly have a video to share without any editing on your part. It's like Nick and Justin are just with you all the time. Little Nick and little Justin. So that being said, it's time to grab our DJI Pocket 2 and let's head to Kat and Andrea's to take some measurements. Okay, so like the Pocket 2 suggests, it literally fits in your pocket, which is kind of a game changer to not have to carry around a larger camera when filming makeovers, because as you guys may or may not know, we go all over the place, which brings me to our first stop, which is heading to the place that you want to do your makeover. So let's go there. Just gotta punch in the Addy, you know? 30 minutes, rush hour. So I'm going to be tackling Kat and Dre's awkward entryway. It's a maze of a hallway that needs some serious practical and design help. Things you should know, they are renting this space and they kind of want to keep it semi-budget friendly. First up during this space visit, we're talking about their needs and wants for the space. Things they like and dislike, personal values, things they might want to keep and get rid of, and even the budget. I have a tip on how to figure out what your budget might be. More on that in a sec. Okay, what about painting? Because like it's a little...
100%.
Would you do a color, or do you want to do white so you don't have to paint it back, or what are your thoughts?
I would probably want to do white. Yeah,
Okay.
Just so I don't have to paint it back.
Okay, and then you walk around the corner and it's just, this is not useful, so we want to make it more of a, continue the entryway?
More like visual storage.
Visual interest.
Yeah, maybe some plants, something warm and welcoming.
It's all white though, but that way you have real estate and it sits nicely in a small corner.
Yeah. So do you be used for mostly decor, this corner?
Yeah.
So more shoe storage. I feel like you do like a shoe bench.
Okay, I like that. And then this would be like to have hooks here for like guests.
I think that that's smart.
And then you have that
Yeah,
cute thing.
I have that thing.
Oh my god, show Kellis.
What do you have? Okay, this. Perfect. We can definitely use this. Oh, it looks like this. Okay.
Oh, it's so cute.
Wait, how does it work?
It's a magnet.
Oh! Oh, sick.
Okay, I can get my actual keys if you want.
Let's see. Are we sure we want to use it? Oh.
Sorry, I got aggressive. You gotta make sure metal hits metal.
Okay, cool. Okay, but what about budget?
We just like, I just don't even know what the ballpark is.
Okay, this is what I usually do. I'm like, would I spend $10? Yeah.
Mhm.
Would I spend like $1,000? No. Would I spend $200? Like to to like do it.
Yeah.
It's like, would I spend $200? Yeah. Okay, would I spend $300? Like, I would love to not spend $300. So then you're like, okay, maybe your budget's $250.
Yeah.
But that's like how I figure out what I want to spend on something.
Yeah.
I did that for my house too. So the answer on the budget was that I'll price everything out and they'll get back to me on how that total sounds. Once you're done talking or figuring out logistics, it's time to start taking measurements. This is a super important step. It will make your life so much easier later. Take detailed measurements, include outlet positions or weird vent sizes, ceiling heights, and sometimes I take pictures and draw the measurements right onto the pictures. But today I'm doing a rough sketch in the app Procreate, which I'll come back and refine later. I'll also take lots of photos. You'll refer to these measurements and photos a lot. Okay, it's officially later and I'm using the drawing guide grid in Procreate and a new layer to create a pretty precise to scale floor plan. Each square can either be 1 foot or 6 inches depending on the size of your space. I would maybe recommend a more legit way for intense renovations, but for a room makeover, this works perfectly fine and has been our go-to system. We do an outline of where the walls are and then of course add any additional details like windows or doors. I would also create any additional furniture at this point to scale on separate layers. Okay, so now that I've done my floor plan, this is where I just kind of go all over the place. I will kind of like sketch in on the actual photos, certain things that I think you need for the space, and some spaces you kind of need to do like the wall view because you're putting stuff up on the wall and you need to see that. For the floor plan, I actually put in the color of the floor because I think that will help me choose the right colors for any kind of fixtures or pieces that I'm bringing into the space. And this is where I'm gonna also start to draw in some pieces. I would like to think that I design for like function and then I kind of bring in the design after. Obviously function I think is insanely important in a space. It doesn't matter how beautiful it looks. If it doesn't function the way you need it to, then it's basically useless. This is kind of a design and function thing, I guess. They have an electrical panel that we don't need to see all of the time. So I was thinking a mirror with a little shelf, like an entryway mirror would look really good right there. And then obviously the other just like huge function need is shoe storage and coat storage. So I'm definitely thinking of doing some kind of like bench storage thing right in that long hallway where they already have their shoes, but just something a little bit sleeker, a little more put together. And then I also need some kind of like coat system. And because this is a rental, I'm trying to figure out a way to do it so that I'm not putting a million holes in their walls so that they don't have to patch and paint and everything when they move out. So those are my tasks right now. I'm just gonna, meld on it a little bit. I like to draw, I like to think of designs. This is where I'll go into Pinterest to get, not only design inspo, but also just function inspo, like what kind of pieces I need to bring in for the coat rack and stuff. So I'm just gonna get to it. Let the design ideas flow, and if you have alternate ideas, just start new projects or keep them on different layers so that you can always reflect and review. Okay, so I have spent some time. I figured out a couple of shoe storage options. I'm obviously starting there because I think it's the most important. So I'm gonna send Katya and Andrea a little video explaining each option, and then they can choose and I can keep working. I already texted them and I was like, if you guys had to choose metals, would you choose like white, silver, black, gold? And they said black and or silver, which I'm surprised by. I thought they were gonna be like gold ladies, but I think that black or silver would look good in their place because they just have a lot of it. So anyways, let's send them a little shoe storage video. Okay, so first up is imagine a floating shelf like this. This one is a full-on bench. This is another option. This is an IKEA classic. It's the like wall-mounted shoe storage, and then they fold open. And then the last option, which I think is one of the easiest options, it's like a shoe bench, but it has a top, which I think is important. So you guys can use it as a bench. It is open storage, but I think it's kind of sleek looking. And then my thought is to get 2 or 3 of these and then do maybe like one long cushion on the top, so that it looks cohesive and it is like a nice, cute, proper bench. So while we wait for the storage bench decision, I'm going to flesh out my floor plan and bring in additional photos to develop an overall mood board. These can be overall room vibe photos or photos of individual pieces. For inspo, we might look on Wayfair or Article, IKEA, StructTube, or even Google Shopping. Make sure you always save links of things that you like, but we always will go ahead and try to shop secondhand first, whether it's at our local thrift store or on Kijiji or Facebook Marketplace. So go ahead and bring in these photo elements, and something else we always like to put on our floor plan mood board is a palette, a color palette. I like to use paintbrush strokes, and I found this palette by searching mustard yellow palette on Pinterest, since I knew that I had that yellow door that I had to make everything work with. I've done some mock-ups on the actual space, and I'm gonna send these to them and see what they think. I also sometimes do 2 options. For example, this one has like a little rail with coat hooks. And then this option has like the little circle hooks that I'm sure you guys have seen. In addition to sending over the design, I'm also sending over a super rough budget of everything that's going into the space. Some items I'll know for sure, like the IKEA shoe storage, but other things I'll just give a general dollar value to. So once I have the fleshed out design, we need to present it to the client, or you just need to reflect on it yourself if you are designing for yourself. So in this case, I sent it to Kat and Dre. They really loved it. They gave me all the points that they enjoyed about it, but then they were also like, we're unsure about the wallpaper because this is a rental, and even though it's a peel and stick wallpaper, I still get it. They just don't want to put up wallpaper, and they thought the budget of $800, or at least the total cost of $800, is a little high for a place that they don't know how long they're going to be in. And I totally understand. I'm like, yeah, it could be a little high. So I am going to reevaluate, try to bring down the price a little bit, which is going to be easy because I can cross off wallpaper. I'm just going to reevaluate based on that feedback. I did convince them to let me paint, so that's great. I will help you repaint, guys, when you move out. I just think that the paint is going to make such a difference in this space, and that wall is a little dirty, so we need to paint it anyways, so we might as well do it a color. So now is probably one of the funner parts, which is shopping and sourcing and supply list organization. Okay, so as far as shopping goes, honestly, while I'm designing this entire time, you saw that you might want to save links if you've found items that you might want to go back and purchase. Also, I just am always on Facebook Marketplace, Kijiji, heading to thrift stores, so I just always keep these projects in mind when I'm on any of those places, and either try to pick up an item if I do see something that would work. So, for example, I did see that the IKEA storage bench, like one of the only storage benches that's gonna work, that's in stock in IKEA, that I was going to get for the design, was on Facebook Marketplace. So I definitely went and picked that up so we can save some money there, and all I need to go is buy a second one so that they have more storage bench space. But other than slowly, gradually figuring out what you want, a really good way to just sit down and get organized is to take a look at your mood board or your plan, everything that's going to be in the space, and then pull up a Word doc. Google Doc is what we use here at TheSorryGirls, and just start writing down all the things that you're going to need to buy and sorting them by stores. So we have IKEA, we have the thrift store, we have HomeSense, which is a home decor store in Canada, if you are from Canada. Home goods, yeah. Like, why are they almost the same but not the same? But I just start putting all those items in the columns, and then also if it's an item that's in 2 places, I usually put a little star so that I just know and remember. But you also want to make sure that anything that you need online, you order ASAP, because obviously that takes a little bit longer to come in. And you can tackle this like over a long period of time, or if you know you're trying to do this for somebody or for a surprise or for yourself and you have a deadline, you can get organized and then do kind of like one big shop. I like to do it over time just because then I think I'm getting the best piece for the space and I'm not rushing it, but it does kind of drag out the process, which is also annoying. So there's pros and cons to both ways. And if you have any DIY projects, you want to put those in your list as well. So you can add a Home Depot column or, you know, Michael's, or maybe even stuff that you already have, and just put it down the list so that you know where everything is or if you need to buy it. And this is just a tip that we have sometimes used. Unfortunately, it's a downside to secondhand shopping, but if you are at a place such as HomeSense or IKEA, you can buy multiples of items if they have a good return policy. So you can pick up a rug from IKEA and HomeSense and then decide to return one later based on what works in the space, because it can be really helpful to see items together in a space and choose from there and then return after. So I have my list of everything that I need for the space. I have my mood board on hand to refer to. I know my palette, so it is time to hit the stores. Let go. If you're anything like us, you can go shopping in your own house first and find lots of things that you hopefully can already use and reuse. Oh yeah, great. Oh, perfect. Yo. If I don't have to buy anything for this cushion, I'm gonna be stoked. All right, now it's time to regroup, assemble, and DIY. Give me like peace sign. Danny, are you helping? I need you to sew this up, okay? See that? Yeah. Can you sew that? Bye. I found these cool candles at the thrift store and I'm using some oven baked clay to make some bases for them that I'll paint in our color palette. I'm gonna try out this quote in a mirror effect that I was inspired to try after our mirror antiquing video. I'm using my Cricut to cut out "You look so good, I'm shaking." Don't ask, it's just an inside joke. And then using paint stripper to remove the words. The paint stripper ate my vinyl. I'm gonna have to reevaluate. Okay, so I stripped everything in a rectangle instead, and I'm using the bleach with a new piece of my vinyl to remove the mirror film, and hopefully it just works where the letters are. Can you see it? Can you see it? It kind of worked. Hopefully it looks good in the end. I'm still perfecting this. If you guys want a full DIY on this, let me know. Maybe I can perfect it. And then the last step is to just paint it. I'm going to do some of the colors that are in the space and in my palette. Okay, it is install day and it is time to bring everything upstairs. We are here in the parking garage. We're here with Kat, who's one of the recipients of said makeover. Allie's also here helping me out today, so let's load up. Now the first thing that you want to do when you get to your space is clear out anything that you're going to not need in the space or move it to the center of the room. Luckily for us, this is just a couple of shoes. Then you want to move on to these big projects that might take a little while or might take a while to dry. So if you're doing any kind of flooring, I guess I would do that first, but I don't know who's doing that. We're just obviously painting, so we're gonna start with painting. Obviously protect your surfaces and go ahead and use tape if you feel like it. Sometimes I don't. Also, in the plan, I was only going to paint one wall, but I decided to paint two. You hear that? She nervous laughed.
Little chicken.
She nervous laughed. So, we painted this whole wall. I think it is so juicy and gorgeous. But I will say that we are at the bottom of the barrel here for paint. I thought we would have enough for that wall to do an extra wall, but you know, it is what it is. It wasn't in the plan from the beginning, and the paint can said no. I think next we will go to the shelves and start hanging things while this dries.
That's the scientific method.
Are you coming for me? Boom. You look so good, I'm shaking. You guys might remember that this is one of the items that they already had. It wasn't already up in the space, but it was one of the things that they had bought for the entryway. So it's a little like key holder and mail holder, and it's gonna go right here. Incorporating something that already existed. We're good. Cool. Let's put up this corkboard here. So picked up this at the thrift store. Sarah gave it a little nice coat for me. I bought it to cover this panel here. So I'm gonna add 3M Velcro stickies on the back so that it can just be taken on and off.
Do you want a level?
Nope. So it's very obvious that we needed to cover up this panel here. There is another one over there, but we can only do so much. As for the design, we have our shoe benches all along here. So let's grab those. So one of these was used, and then the other one I got new, but I'm glad that I was able to get this one secondhand. Cute. Practical. Do you guys want the tea? The tea is that I ordered hooks forever ago, but they're coming from somewhere international. So they're literally out for delivery right now, going to our office. So I might get them sent in an Uber if they come in time. Otherwise, I picked up a very similar hook that we could put in temporarily. But I'm not gonna get to that yet. Normally I would do that right now. I'd like install the hooks. But let's keep going because we wanna wait and see if they arrive in time. I have this art from Drea's ex-roommate, Sydney. Thank you, Sydney, for the art. It is so beautiful. And I think it's going to be perfect right here in this little hallway. It's a little gallery hallway. I got it.
Woo!
This is like designer Christmas. If you're a designer and you get something in the nick of time, it's Christmas. All right, shall we see our hooks?
Yeah. Well, they're huge.
Damn! Okay, get to hang.
Yay.
So to figure out where these hooks go on this wall, I'm just going to use some tape and kind of just like temporarily do it so that I have an understanding and like a visual reference of how it'll look. Because especially when you're doing things that are like, you know, not exactly perfect, like these aren't gonna all be in a row, they're gonna be a little bit scattered. We need to see how it's gonna look before we commit. So this is the part that we would normally maybe cut out of an episode just because it's like annoying troubleshooting. Well, I hit some stuff here, so we had to go over and patch. It's either like concrete behind here, which I have the concrete, and there is a shower behind here, so like I don't want to force anything. So we just need different kind of plugs because it's like still fit a plug in here, it just needs to be a shorter one. The plugs that it came with didn't work, which is why we had to use our own. It's just like, it's a whole thing. So basically we're taking this mirror off the wall and taking the plugs that are in here. So you have to put it in.
Oh, got it.
And then you use the hammer. Hack. If you're trying to take plugs off the wall, you put your screw back in and then use a hammer. Anyways, that's the game plan. We'll eventually figure it out, but you know, there are those annoying things. Hanging things is always like a little How is this gonna go? And it wouldn't be a makeover without final touch time. I think I'm sorting them. I think I know.
Oh, who's this who's?
These are cats, these are grays. We're done! I love it! Look at it! Okay, I'm gonna kick Allie out, and then I think it's time to reveal it. Oh my god. What do you think?
I think it looks really good.
They're gonna love it.
Like when I walked in, I felt like I was like dizzy almost because there's so many like white walls in the hallway.
Yeah.
But now it's like
Grounded.
you know exactly where you are. Yeah. No, I like it a lot. I'm excited. Good job.
Good job, thank you. Ready?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Oh my god. Holy. This doesn't even look like the same condo.
No, it doesn't.
Right?
Where am I?
Holy.
Go explore.
Right
They're
now?
so cute.
Oh, I'm gonna cry. It's so beautiful.
Wow.
Oh, wait, both of you come here. Look at what the mirror says.
Wow, I'm literally shaking at this transformation.
Other mirrors
fucking
could
cute.
never.
They literally can't. Kels, this is unreal.
Wow, the selfies
Wow.
that are gonna happen here.
Okay, corkboard, cute.
Wait.
Oh my god, and our hooks! Wait, look at this!
Yoga hooks.
Wow, will this inspire us to do more yoga?
Yeah, you'll see it every day. Or you can hang whatever there.
No, it's perfect.
Honestly, my favorite part is around the corner.
Whoa!
Oh my gosh.
Wait.
Wow. Okay, stop. This is so cute!
And it works so perfectly with these guys.
It does.
that.
It all is such a vibe.
Oh my god, this is literal vibes right now. I'm obsessed.
shaking.
I'm literally obsessed.
Are you shaking? I told you they say it.
I'm literally quaking in my boots right now.
Other DIYs could never.
Okay, literally the paint, like I don't even recognize where we are
And
right
you know,
now.
when we now go out do our groceries, because that's
we
what
have
we do
multiple
now.
check-in points. Okay, cool. We look good.
But just one more.
Okay. Oh, just one last turn. See ya. Thanks, Kels.
You're
Thank
so
you.
welcome.
This literally looks
Thanks for letting me
unreal.
film it.
Literally, I'm gonna be shaking for the next like 2 weeks at this.
I hope you guys enjoyed this design with me journey. As you can see, yeah, there's a lot of work that goes into designing a space, and you don't have to, you know, rush it. You can do things over time. But I think there's some tools in this video that will help you at least get started with the vision or design of your space, and then you can take as long or as little as you want. I personally have been taking a long time in my home. As you guys probably know, the episodes are very sporadic, but I do use all of these tools: measuring, drawing, trying to figure out different ideas so I can see them on my iPad before I actually paint the walls. Thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you to DJI for sponsoring this video, and I will see you guys next time. Make sure you're subscribed and stay safe. Bye.